What up, people? Cracked Lemonade here, and today we are talking about Batman, not Power Rangers, not Kamen Rider, and it is thematically appropriate because of the game I decided to play today, and the reason I even got this game was I was playing Gotham Knights on PS5, and I was playing as Nightwing, who is my favorite, just my favorite character to control on that game, um, because of the way he travels and stuff. And I think I played my whole first playthrough as him, and then didn't realize I should have been switching characters to power them up. Whatever. Um, but I was curious what the last game that Nightwing was in. And when I Googled it, it was this game. And this was a game I've never played before. So I ended up getting it to play as Nightwing. And, you know, that's it. That's the story. There's not anything deeper than that. But I definitely grew up loving Batman. In the 90s, you had, well, I think the first Batman came out in 1989, but that's whatever. You had Batman, and then you had Batman Returns in 1991. Um, and I love those movies. I remember having a die-cast Batmobile and some Batman figures. But I also had Terminator action figures when I was a kid, but that's a whole different story that probably will never be told on this channel. But you know, first there was the Tim Burton movies, and then it was Batman Rise of the Phantasm, which was just this hype, this oh my god, we're getting Batman animated for the first time, and he's gonna have this crazy adventure, uh just this crazy world, just clouds, and there's this mask skull guy with a cloak. It's so awesome. um no, there was just legitimate hype for it, and it's disingenuous to try to put that into words, because that feeling can't really be created in the environment that we are in now, where um you have easily accessible trailers and reviews that are instantly accessible. um there was a legitimate hype because buy or you would buy a VHS tape with a cartoon movie or something, and at the beginning of the VHS tape, um, there are trailers, and because it's a tape, you have to either fast forward or rewind said tape. I mean, you have to fast forward said tape. Rewinding would just go back to the beginning of the tape. You'd fast forward said tape past trailers, and not everybody had. Not everybody I knew had remotes to their VCRs, or could find their remotes to their VCRs at an accessible rate. So you sat down and you watched tape. Otherwise, you had to get up and I could be losing people with this description. So let's just move forward. Um, it it was hype. And at that time it came out, I don't think there was like any inclination that it was going to be a series, but I think it did well enough that we did get the announcement of Batman the Animated Series and also the Adventures of Superman. Those were, I'm pretty sure they came out at the exact same time, and then over time they merged into the Batman Superman Adventures. And then, like, really outside of that, in terms of superhero shows, the only one I can really think of is the live action Batman Superman Adventures with Dean Cain as Superman. And I was thinking, as far as DC goes, I think that was literally all we had in terms of TV superheroes. And I could be wrong, and if somebody knows something different, you could definitely tell me. But yeah, we had the Adventures of Batman and Robin, and we had the the Adventures of Superman. And the Adventures of Batman and Robin covered like young Dick Grayson as Robin, and then he eventually becomes Nightwing after a couple seasons, and they bring in Jason Todd. And eventually, when Jason Todd is Robin, the shows basically just kind of merge, and it's just like the Batman Superman adventures. I don't know if it was a merger of the show or if it just became an hour block. I do remember the title sequence changing. No, maybe it was just like a 30-minute show, and then like 15 minutes was like a Batman episode, and like 15 minutes was a Superman episode, or 10 and 10 because TV shows are 20 minutes. I'm going on another tangent, but it was split up with the Batman Superman adventures. Eventually on Superman, you had the Flash race Batman around the world in an episode, and you had the characters of the Justice League kind of slowly show themselves in episodes of either Batman or Superman. But that was definitely after the show was merged into the Batman Superman adventures, and then that became Justice League. And yeah, like I just really did just dig Batman, because like, you know, I feel like that is just a natural reaction to this guy. He's just a guy. He got gadgets. He's rich. And you know, I love like pretty much the PS3, Xbox 360 Batman games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and I don't really love the PS4 Batman game, Arkham Knight, just because there was just too much Batmobile, and it just seems like the Batmobile is like a weak point in Batman games that have it. You know, because like the Adventures of Batman and Robin, Sega CD has it, and I'm pretty sure there's another Batman game that has like Batmobile segments. And you know, I think it's just like the idea that certain games can't be like all encompassing, because you know, there are people who like beat 'em ups, and there are people who like driving games. And sometimes people who like beat 'em ups don't like driving games, or don't want to have to be put in a driving game to play their beat 'em up. And I feel like that seems to be the case with Batman. And I bet you there are some people who like driving games and beat 'em ups, and they're like, "Crack Lemonade, you're crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about, sir. How dare you?" And I dare because I am not a person who particularly is fond of driving games, and I love beat 'em ups, and I don't necessarily want beat 'em ups in my driving games. So that's how I dare. All right, we good? Cool. I'ma keep going. Um, Basically, like Batman's dope. Um, it sucks that in every iteration of Batman, we have to see his parents like get murdered again and again and again and again because like it is a contractual obligation to constantly give Batman's backstory in every iteration of the Cape Crusader, and I think we just need to stop it. Just stop it. Like, you know, in the writers' room, it's like how we do with cats or whatever. Get a spray bottle and just spray them, spritz them. Every time it's like, hey, we can show Batman's parents getting murdered again. Hey, just spray 'em. No, bad, don't do it. Um, but yeah, no. The older I get though, the less I'm like, hey, yeah, go Batman, and like the more I'm like, hey, Batman, go to therapy, man. And invest your resources into other things. Like, I get going outside and just beating the crap out of people. Um, Feels good, but like your presence creates the supervillains, and like they always go to Arkham Asylum where they escape and they do more crimes, and it's like you want them to do more crimes so that you have something to do, my man. I see you. I see you, Batman. I see you. That's why I don't like I don't like Batman as much anymore. Um but at the same time, I say all that to say I still enjoy I I got mad seeing that health icon in this playback. Um Sorry about that. But um I s- I say all this to say that um I still love the action of Batman, and I'll still probably watch a Batman movie or a Batman cartoon, but it's not my first go-to thing anymore. Um, but you know, Batman, Batman and Robin, Superman, they all just had like it was a good part. It was a good portion of my life that was spent consuming Batman related material and owning Batman related material. So, it is something that like I'm never gonna like hate Batman, but I'm just going to strongly suggest that Batman seek some professional help, a little bit, just a tiny bit, just a smidgen. Like this, that's it. That's it. I want you to do better, Batman. And like you had a better mind. You get like some peace of mind. You're just not focused on just beating the crap out of people when you're flying around like a bat. Hey man, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Uh, and I'm not really saying anything except that You know, if you still think Batman's dope and doesn't need therapy, that's perfectly fine. Um, that's great. I don't know why I backtracked, but it gives me more time to talk, so you know, I'm not gonna complain. Uh, and at the end of the day, dude, I'm just a guy on the internet doing videos, trying to be a little bit more consistent with them. And you know, I will say here, the the meat and potatoes is not like me commenting on random things. That's gonna happen. That's a constant. Um, I definitely want to get a workflow on the other things that I'm doing, but you know, it's neither here nor there. It'll happen when it happens. There will be other things that show up on this channel. I don't want to be uh pigeonholed into one thing. Just not. That's not me. Um, but yeah, man, this video does not exist to make you hate Batman or to be like, yeah, you know what? Batman does need therapy. Hey, if you think Batman needs therapy, that's dope. If you think that Batman is just like doing what he needs to do because crime is gonna crime, that's awesome too. We here because we like Batman. And no matter what Batman you like, no matter what year you got into Batman, whether it was 1989, whether it was 19 whatever the Adam West one, whatever year the Adam West one was made, I don't know. And if you're like Adam West Batman old, why are you watching my video? I don't understand. But you know, like if you watch one of the newer Batmans that I don't know about, um, that's cool too. I respect that. We just here talk about Batman. And if you like Batman, you can tell me why you like Batman. If you don't like Batman, you tell me why you don't like Batman. But let's be cool. Let's have a good dialogue. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. I think that's enough of me rambling. So, you know, I'll catch you next time with some kind of possibly more coherent, maybe less coherent ramblings in the future. You just gotta figure out. You just gotta figure out what it's gonna be when it comes out. I've been Cracked Lemonade. Peace out.